and listen to us, hear us out. Sorry about that. Just see what we're all about. We really appreciate you being here with us. So we have a lot of stuff going on this week. The final, of course, election day is coming up here, November 3rd. We're very excited. And we have a lot of updates that we'd like to give you guys, also some additional information. So, yeah, thank you, and stay tuned, and I will go ahead and let Doug take it from here.
Say it again.
All right. Lawrence, would you like to start us off, or would you like to say anything?
I want to acknowledge all the people on the call is one of the things, and I appreciate everybody taking the time. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I appreciate everybody taking the time to be here. Yeah, I invited everyone here to take the opportunity to give like a brief update on what they're doing, and I would appreciate if they go ahead and start. I know I see Mr. White from Aiken. If you would start, I appreciate it. And someone else is on that I don't recognize their number, so you can go next.
Sure, let's go ahead and get started briefly. My name's Eugene White. I'm the president of the Aiken County branch of the NAACP. We've really been getting after it for the last few months. Our basic approach has been, like everyone else, is to register voters, educate voters, and then mobilize voters to get to the polls. And so we've done that primarily through coalitions with other groups that are working in our community. So the voter registration part was pretty successful. We hit the streets pretty much every weekend to get the voters registered. After that, we developed a number of educational materials so that folks were election ready and had their plan once they got to the polls. So that really consisted of generating a list for everyone of all the candidates that are going to be running on the ballot. And of course, we're nonpartisan, NAACP is. So, you know, we had to include the Democrats and the Republicans on one side and on the other side, that sort of thing, just to make sure that box was checked, and just making sure that people were poll ready and recognized the names and those sort of things when it was time to go to the polls. And so we also joined in a local coalition that's getting the vans and church vans and all that sort of thing together. So they provided a series of telephone numbers so that if anybody needs a ride to the polls, they can just call any of those three numbers and get a ride. And that's including on election day and also for early in-person absentee voting, which has been going on for the last few weeks. And so we've been pretty successful in getting those people out into the polls. And then they also practiced social distancing and had snacks and that sort of thing on the van. So folks were able to get to the polls in comfort. We bought a little bit of ad space on the radio just so that folks would be ready to get fired up for election day, and also brought some billboards here in the local area so that, you know, we wanted folks to recognize that voting is important, that Black votes matter. So that text was put on the billboards. We've gotten some good feedback from that as well. And so our last push is going to be this weekend, probably like everybody else. We're going to be hitting the streets, primarily in the Black neighborhoods in Aiken County, going out, knocking on doors, just hanging the get out the vote sorts of things on the doorknobs, and just getting that last push in, making sure that everybody's educated so that we'll see what the game is going to look like come next Tuesday evening. Any questions? Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I wanted to also welcome Mr. Upton. Brandon, if you would give us an update on what y'all got planned for the upcoming week.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moore, for having me. Thank you for your leadership, Eugene. Is always a pleasure to see the work and the vision that you have and what you've been able to do with the Aiken branch of the NAACP over there. So with Amplify Action, as y'all know, we registered over 30,000 Black men and women across our target states. 15,000 now Black men have committed to vote through our initiative. So we are working to actively get them out to vote. through our constant communications. So we've been doing text banks, phone banks, and now we're doing paid canvassing. We've been blessed enough to be able to have about 200 folks on the ground between South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia to canvass to turn the vote out. We're a nonprofit organization at Amplify Action, but our partner Amplify Action Fund is now active and has another 200 folks on the ground, specifically getting the vote out for Jamie Harrison and President, or soon to be President Biden, and Vice President Harris. Also, we turned our website into a utility site where folks can go in there and track their absentee ballot and if it hasn't gotten to you yet, you can see exactly where it's at. You can request a ride to the polls. We have your Make a Plan utility on there that walks you through making your plan to vote, and also vote tripling. I encourage you to think of 3 other people who need to get out and vote, and making sure that, we are our brother's keeper, and we make sure that everyone gets to the polls and is reminded. Just like the Charleston Aiken chapter NAACP, we've purchased some billboards across Horry County, York County, Greenville, Spartanburg, Richland, and Lexington counties. So we have billboards going up there, and we on a few radio stations with the PSA, pushing Black men to vote. And our theme for this final week is, our vote is our protest. We're engaging that generation that hit the streets earlier this year to make things happen. And we're just encouraging them that we have to keep the pressure up. And at this point in time, the best way is to bring that pressure to create the change we want to see is to vote, and vote like our lives depend on it. So, and we're partnering up with other organizations to amplify the work, and excited that I'm seeing everyone's contribution here. I think we're going to win this thing.
Great. I appreciate that. Yeah, and we are recording this Zoom meeting, and we will be publicizing it. So yeah, when you get an opportunity, everybody emphasize any activities you got coming up. So if you need participation or volunteers, whatever you may need, that they'll be aware of it. Also on the line, I don't have everybody's name. So anyone want to volunteer to go next?
And I wanted to add, I said we have a utility site. That utility site is ampourvote.com, A-M-P, our, O-U-R, vote.com. And you can use that to go ahead and make your plan and even request a ride to the polls.
Thank you. Okay. I'm asking, do anyone else have anything you want to add, please?
Yes. So, Lawrence, I just wanted to go ahead and, if anyone on the call didn't know, there's going to be a fish fry in the Orangeburg area this upcoming Saturday. To get out to the road event. So if you're in the area, please feel free to stop by, get some free fish.
Okay, and that's in Vance at the polling place for voting. It's 9 to 1 o'clock in Vance in Orangeburg County, where there'll be a fish fry, and for the ones that got that I voted sticker on there, they get priority. So if you can encourage people to come out, please do. Saturday is an important time, and to give young people that works and people that's got families and all these things going on all week long, opportunity to get voting done. And most people that have made a plan in South Carolina, I think it's probably getting close to 1 million persons that either voted by mail or in person, absentee, since it started back on October the 5th. So and then the thing that I'm afraid of and it's a good thing that it may be still 2 million people that want to vote. You know, if 1 million already voted and there's another 2 million that's eligible, and that's a good thing because usually when the people speak, the community thrives. So hopefully we'll get everybody's voice in there between now and next Thursday. Next Tuesday. I'm sorry. So is anyone else would like to share anything? Okay. If we don't, I'll complete. Give an update on what Carolina for All is doing, and then like I say, and I want to thank everybody for being on the call. We've been reaching out into hard to reach communities, creating opportunities for these persons to get rides to the poll, our souls to the poll activity. We do basically phone calling first. And then after phone calling, we try to schedule rides for people to be picked up, in an orderly way. That way we can, utilize our funds in a way that is effective. Along with that, we've been educating people about the importance of having a witness signature on the return ballots. And, they're talking about if you got a ballot now, they got to be returned. It need to go between today and tomorrow to give you some kind of assurance that it'll be, recognized as a valid ballot by the election commission. The other thing that's crucial. Did anyone else have something they want to add?
Lawrence, this is Jean. Do you know anyone that in the Timminsville area? I have a list of the call list to call voters, the younger voters, to get them out. A lot of them have called, but I did not realize that you all sent me Timminsville. Timminsville is an hour and a half from me. And okay. I told the lady that I would come to take her to the poll, but you put all Davis up there. So I thought it was local. And I told her I would. So I called the number and gave her the lady address, but she didn't know what I was talking about.
Okay. Yeah, if you would pass that information to me. And we got some people in that area.
Okay, yeah, I sure will, because she really wants to go to the poll. Okay, I will.
Thank you. And that is a couple of other things we're doing with the providing rides to the poll and the phone banking. We got phone banking that we've been able to access and provide volunteers to. If we don't have any more, the other thing I want to mention that we are working that we are part of is making sure that every vote be counted. And we've been working to ensure that, and we also have been involved in voter protection activities where there's an app that we have that you can get and download. It's See Something, Say Something. We set that out on our mass mailing, and basically the See Something, Say Something is the opportunity for you to record a dispute, either type a dispute into your phone. And if it's an emergency type situation, they can immediately get it to the people on the ground to help you and support you. And also, if something they can follow up on, somebody will get back with you. But yeah, that's a tool that we've been fortunate enough to offer to people.
If I'm not mistaken, the See Something, Say Something app also allows voters to address any issues that they have with the ballot, if something is wrong on the ballot, anything like that. So not just voter intimidation, but also things about if they feel unsafe about, I guess, social distancing or anything like that, or any issues with the actual ballot as well.
Thank you. And our people are working with us out of the PD area, Reverend Leo Woodbury. They had been recovering, running into incidents where people in polling places was voting in person, and Jamie Harrison's name was not on the ballot. They reported all of that. I think the problem has been corrected, And but that is part of what we try to do to make sure we give people opportunities to get them to the right people they need to tell these things to, and to get some kind of correction. The other thing that Reverend Woodbury and them did that's part of our work is they developed a TV ad that's supposed to be playing on BET, and I think it's the night. They created an ad, and then the fact that BET turned it into a TV ad, by putting it on there. But it was created as a social media ad to promote voting, and like I say, they out of the Florence area, so it's a lot of individuals from Florence that's on there. And like I say, I'm so excited about the fact they were able to have it broadcast on the program tonight. All right, if we don't have anybody else that want to share anything,
Brother Moore, real quick.
Go ahead, please.
This is my first time on this call. Can you tell me a little bit about the Carolina for All organization, who all's in it? And sounds like you're very much for voting. Just kind of give me a quick overview of it. It's my first time on the call.
Okay, yeah. Well, basically what we are a social justice, human rights type nonprofit. We're a 501c3. And what we've been doing and what we are, we've been in existence going on. The vision came in 18, the paperwork came in 19, and the actual work on the ground has been going on in 20. We knew we young. I'm not the young one, but we got young ones involved. But and we doing this to promote social justice, to educate and advocate. And moving forward, we're going to be working in the area of, like in the past, we had an event back in 19, where we had down at the Longshoremen's Hall, we had a conference around reform called Next Steps. They had just passed first steps, and we wanted to interject some more information in that process. And then we did a follow-up meeting around the South Carolina Democratic Convention, where we had Reverend Jesse Jackson there along the same line about criminal justice reform. But yeah, we're going to be working in those areas, and looking forward to working with everybody to make sure we make South Carolina a place that everybody can get their fair share and prosper.
All right. Do we have anybody else that wants to share the work that they're doing within the community? If not, we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the evening. And just to remind everybody, this Zoom meeting is recorded and we post it on our social media. So please share. We usually post it to make sure that we're transparent with our audience, and also just to get as much information out to the audience as possible, so they can know everything they need to know about voting, and not just voting, but just what's going on within their community.
Oh, I did want to share one more thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a Facebook page called Catherine Fleming Bruce of South Carolina, and I posted a list of tips for absentee voting for this final week, and that's been fairly popular. I think we've had about 5,500 views since I posted it a day or two ago. I think it's just kind of helpful nuts and bolts. So if you find my page and want to share that, or if you want to copy and paste it. What's that?
Could you send the link to do you know anybody on this call? Could you send the link to us?
Yeah.
And we'll
I can send it to
repost
Lawrence, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
thank you.
Okay.
We'll
Okay, I'll
definitely
send it to
repost
Lawrence,
on our
sure.
page.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll be glad
great.
to promote and
Also, sorry, I
Who
was
is
just
that?
going to interject here. Would you mind putting the link to your Facebook page in the chat, please, ma'am?
Oh, I'm on the phone. I'm not on the. I'm sorry. I'm not on the on my laptop.
Okay.
I'm on the phone, so I can't do it. But the page is called Catherine Fleming Bruce for South Carolina. It's a Facebook page, and so that's the. I think I pinned it to the top of the page, so it'd be easy to find.
All right, we'll definitely.
And
be
it's
sharing-
Catherine with a C. What's that?
Oh, I was saying we will definitely be sharing that.
All right.
Okay, yeah, because in addition to things that I've observed, I've also been working as an absentee poll worker for the past 3 weeks, and we're so we've seen kind of rubber hits the road, what people are having problems with, and what slow things down, and that sort of thing. So those are the kind of tips that we put in there.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Is anyone else? Ms. Williams, do you want to say anything? I think we have Orangeburg NAACP.
Yeah, I told you I would be getting on late, so I'm done with my other Zooming, so here I am. But on Saturday, on last Saturday, what we did do was we did virtual phone banking. We had some of our members doing a little Facebook, whatever. I'm not big on social media, but we had them doing Facebooking type social media type things. We did some word of mouth. As a matter of fact, on Saturday, I had the opportunity to speak to church audience, or two church audience. They did their services on Saturday. Different churches, so I had a chance to pipe in there and speak to them about voting and things of that nature. So we had to do a whole lot of little things on Saturday because we were also working with another group, and we did call it the National Early Vote Day for NAACP. So those were just a few of the things that we did.
Great. Now,
David, we got a lot done with calling and word of mouth, as well. Anybody in your neighborhood, we ask persons to, just call your neighbor. If you're out walking, remind them about voting and things of that nature.
Good. Yeah. And it seemed to be working for everybody. Right now, like I say, with the numbers we getting, it's outstanding. It's great. The people are actually showing up. But the thing we got to be cautious of is not getting relaxed. It's so important that we push every last vote to the polls as possible, because just like we are energized, I think some other people may be thinking something different that are energized also. So it's important that everybody vote, and it's important to for our democracy that we make sure that everybody can vote, and then they should want to vote. So yeah, that's part of what I'm bought into, and that's what I plan on trying to do going forward. Do anyone else want to share anything before we end the meeting? And I really appreciate everybody taking the time to be with us this evening. Okay, not hearing anything. Again, thank you, and I'm gonna hit my leave button up here. And please share, like Doug asked, please share this information with everybody everywhere you can, because it might inspire somebody to get out and vote. It might remind somebody that, yeah, I'm important too. I need to do this. So after we get it up and out, probably sometime tomorrow, please share it around. And thank everybody for being here.
We should have this posted on our website at least by tomorrow or Thursday, and we should also have this video posted up on our Facebook page by tomorrow. And like he said, make sure you share, and thank you all for joining us. And I hope everybody has a good night.
Good night. Be safe.
Thank you.